Hey world, welcome to my channel. Let's talk about my incarceration, but I'm going to talk to my son about this, and we're not drinking tea today. I want you to know that I'm your mother, me, Susie Ellie. So, Michael, I love you so much, and whatever the system says or defect says or whatever the situation is, and however they made it seem, that's not the case. That what the media pays out to make you look like is not the truth. And my heart goes out to you because I don't know your favorite color. I don't know what you like. I don't know how you look. But I want you to know that I love you and I appreciate you. I hope that you are doing well and my mind will never be the same because of what happened to you. And I just pray that, you forgive me and you find me one day. November of 2011, I was arrested in Douglas County. And I want you to know that I did 13 years in prison for using a switch on you. 5 years prior to that, I was just going through a lot for a long, long time, doing so much, like trying to survive. It led me to a place of stress. It led me to a place where I couldn't take care of you. I couldn't do what I needed to do for myself. Just going through so much with you and with mom and with my situation, and I did the most just for us to eat. And the last result that I went through was coming to Georgia for help. So in the midst of coming to Georgia for help, the family that I was with, which was my ex's family, didn't support me being there, and it brought more stress upon more stress. And a particular night, I decided to take you out for a walk because you cried and cried and cried for a week straight, and I couldn't figure out why. And in the midst of taking you for a walk, and something in my mind just said I wasn't good enough. I wasn't a good mom. I wasn't doing the best things that I could do. And I just felt like that was something I needed to do, was to correct you. A week before, and somebody comes to me and says, hey, you need to use some action on your kid. You need to look at this scripture. And I didn't even believe in God at the time. And I didn't have God in my life then. And in the midst of doing that, police was called, and I did this in Douglas County, and I got arrested that day. And that was the last time I ever saw you. And I was given a 30-20 by Judge Emerson in Douglas County. And we had a paid attorney. He didn't really do much for us. He pushed me to get a blind plea, which at that time I was very ignorant in what that was. And I was sentenced and then sent to prison for it. And I wasn't able to fight for you the way that I wanted to fight for you. And I want you to know that we fought for you. I want you to know that your grandma for a year flew from Miami, Florida to Georgia, drove all the way from Miami, Florida, all the way to Georgia. Your granddad flew all the way from Paris, France to Georgia to come get custody of you. And I was not going to give my rights away to anyone unless they had that was given to them, that those rights was given to them. And instead they took my rights. Both of our rights were terminated. That really broke me when I found out that that was my situation. It took me 2 years to accept that you were adopted. So they took you out of our custody and they adopted you out, and I tried to fight that for 2 years. And in the midst of fighting that for 2 years, I couldn't do anything about that. So I just want you to know that the charges that they pinned me on was an aggravated assault, battery, and cruelty to children. Something that I would never do to you because I care about you so much. Like, I did everything in my power. I stripped and sold my body just to make sure you had. And I was judged for it because I didn't want to settle and go work at McDonald's for it. But my intentions was good. My intentions wasn't to hurt you or to put you in a situation where you were taken from me. But I learned so much from my incarceration and how it really changed me as a person. So I just want you to know that you have a great support system in Paris, France, and in Miami, Florida. Things in our lives lead us to situations that we don't understand, but it's all for a purpose. And I want you to know my faith is only in God. That's all I have. God is always good. He's always good. He's always there. I care about you and I love you, one day, I pray you find me. I love you so much, and God bless you. I fight and fight every day for you. And I'm going to make sure they going to know who I am, baby. Because every day I did the best I could inside. I followed all the rules. I stayed to myself. I had a small group of friends, and I mind my business because I knew that my charges were so thick that if I even fumbled just a bit, it probably would have messed up my life to not ever see you. But I know that time is going to do its job, and God got a plan. So stand firm, because, baby, I'm coming like a storm. I'm coming to get you, and you're going to find me. I promise you. And this is why I do social media, because I want people to know that the world we live in is just a fantasy. It ain't real. It's too chaotic and too painful to be real. And I know that God, that's what keeps my mind right. That's what keeps me from not breaking and not pulling my hair. So I want you to trust and believe that one day we gonna laugh about this. I love you, baby.